I think it's pretty common knowledge that dinosaurs are insanely cool. I mean, think about it. Big lizards and all sorts of other guys that also decided to upsize. Back in the day, there were legends from across the world about these massive, scaly dragons that looked like massive reptiles of some sort. I mean, can you blame anyone for thinking that when you're walking along a river and you see this laying on the floor? As time went on, we discovered more fossils and gave names to these ancient creatures. T-Rex, Triceratops, and Brontosaurus are among the most well-known dinosaurs, and for good reason. They each have some really unique traits, and they are extremely massive. But there's also a bunch of categories of extinct animals outside of reptiles, but many of them also stick to the bigger version of their modern descendants. One of these guys you've probably heard about is the woolly mammoth. These are very similar to modern-day elephants, with one key difference: they cozy. Scientists nowadays have been driven to feel the fuzziness of this silly elephant, so they're getting ready to birth them back into existence. A company named Colossal has set their eyes on these guys. The current plan is to take the genes they find from the old mammoth fossils and inject them into the Asian elephant. This is the closest relative, so hopefully it'll result in a baby mammoth. They'll figure out the logistical stuff with it, then hopefully release it into the tundra to play in the snow. Now, as you can imagine, this has brought up a huge ethical and environmental debate among the human and elephant communities. Should we just keep the mammoth extinct? Is it our responsibility to bring it back because we can? Well, my point of view is, if we're able to bring one back, why not bring back all the best ones for us to hang out with? Since I'm plotting my upbringing as the new world leader, I might as well practice making more colossal decisions like resurrecting the extinct. For once, I'm reverting to an old version rather than creating a new update. So here's my top pick animals to unextinct.
Give this to Belly.
Give this to Belly. Belly's not here. Belly's not here.
Belly's not here.
But they didn't forget about me. They checked me into a suite at the Pets Hotel at PetSmart to make sure I could still make merry memories even while they were away. From playtime with the pet-loving associates to story time and a special holiday treat before snuggling into my comfortable bed, I can't recommend enough that this holiday season, you stay with your second family at the Pets Hotel. Holidays can be stressful, but Pets Hotel gives you the reassurance your pets are somewhere safe and fun. Having them.
Okay guys, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. To start off, we're keeping the progress with the mammoth. I'm pretty sure that every single person loves elephants, so I'm sure they'll love these too. A big reason that gets brought up in the big debate is that recreating mammoths could actually help fight global warming. It seems like a really weird stretch, but mammoths just doing their thing in certain biomes of the world would change the plant life. They break up the moss so it doesn't cover the whole ground, and that, along with some extra fertilizer, helps the grass grow. So then when the snow decides to fall, instead of melting into the ground quick with the moss, the grass catches it from touching the warm ground. It chills there for a bit as it chills out the air, thus cooling that area, and hypothetically, the whole planet. Mammoths could solve a major global issue simply by stomping their stompers. There's pick number 1, woolly mammoth. Great, now the next animal that we need to bring back is the Gigantopithecus. You guys know me, and you know I love simians of all kinds. And this guy used to be the biggest of all of them. Just a little warning here, I made this video about a few animals to resurrect, but I'm extremely biased towards primates. So this guy gets some extra time. I promise it's interesting, so keep watching. We originally found out about these guys when paleontologist Ralph von Koenigswald was shopping in Hong Kong for dragon teeth. Now these dragon teeth are essentially a mini yard sale composed of any sort of animal teeth the shopkeeper could get their hands on. Just like those colored rock crates you see now and then. People buy them to grind up and consume in some way for their supposed medicinal purposes. So Ralph, being a fellow simian enjoyer, was very surprised to find a tooth that looked very similar to other apes, except for the fact that it was freaking huge. The tooth was 20 by 22 millimeters, which makes absolutely no sense to me. So I decided to measure one of my teeth, and I made a diagram so that we could compare and contrast. Hey guys, so here's my diagram. Yeah, they're really big. So over time, researchers found more and more teeth and a few mandibles, but none of the more significant bones. So the question was, where did the rest of this skeleton rattle off to? Well, apparently, porcupines wander around to find bones to chew on, and often consume them entirely. I guess the nutrients make their quills all pokey-like. So seems like they got to our massive ape friends. But as we've seen, the Gigantopithecus's teeth are huge and hard, and they were most likely too tough to swallow for those spiky balls. So at least we found a few of those lying around. Now it's safe to say the scientists were pretty bummed that they couldn't find the bigger bones, but they were able to make some pretty good guesses of what the rest of the skeleton looked like. They estimate the male had an average height of about 10 feet, weighing something like 600 pounds. You know, I'm fairly tall, and he was that tall. Now, normally it probably didn't walk on two legs like us. It probably would have moved similar to gorillas and orangutans. It was genetically most similar to the orangutan, making its appearance right here in the family tree. Because of this, many depictions of the 2-million-year-old Gigantopithecus are similar to a modern orangutan. However, many people have connected it to cryptozoology, relating it to the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, etc. And can you blame them? Seriously. Big human-ish guy that's confirmed to have existed? That is so sick. Now, I know I've just been talking about the facts, but why should we bring back the Gigantopithecus? The first point is, just imagine how majestic it would be, so mystical and mysterious. This absolutely massive force of nature. But honestly, the biggest reason is that's a really great ape. The next animal is the dodo. Now this is a cruel situation. Lots of people think dodos were just vibing with the dinosaurs and that was it. But no, dodos were alive in the 1600s. Newton and Shakespeare were alive when dodos were. Like, come on, they could have just made it like 400 more years. Dodos were over 3 feet tall and 40 pounds. They couldn't fly, but they had silly little wings to compensate. I want to see one. Funny bird, please come back. Quick dishonorable mention before I get into the last pick. The Arthropleura.
Arthropleura.
So I grew up going to this one museum, and every single time I'd walk into this one room with a big glass case. And inside, there'd be this freaking massive and long and scary and not okay centipede. It was over 8 feet long, scary, bad, and I'm glad it's over. So far we got 2 mammals, a bird, and not a bug. Now for the last pick for today, it's time for a good old reptile. This sea turtle had a leather back. However, this sea turtle with a leather back was not more related to the leatherback sea turtle than any other sea turtle with or without a leather back. Anyways, the obvious pull of this specific specimen is its sheer girth compared to literally any other turtle. Measuring from head to tail, the largest archelon we've found is 16 feet and estimated to be 4,900 pounds if it was living today. I'm sick and tired of looking at the ocean and thinking of the most terrifying and horrific things known and unknown to man. I want to simply imagine riding my big turtle friend across the sea. Real Nemo hours. So anyways, there's my silly little list consisting of mainly a big monkey. Sorry, I can't hold back my passion for simians, but I hope I helped brainwash you to some degree to agree with me. So yeah, science better bring back these guys in the next 55 years or I'll have to bring them back myself. That's it. Check out the